Hello Outdoor Adventure students, my name is Mr. Osmic and today I'm going to show you how to weave the lacing on your snowshoe kit. So your kit comes like this here. It's all bound together, has a package with everything in it. I'll show you what's in the packages here. So inside the package you will get 2 wooden snowshoes and you'll get lacing for the toe, 2 for the tail, 2 for the center, and 2 for the wrap. And again, I've taken out the toes and the tail already for some of them in the center just for my own, they kind of started the kit already. So anyways, the directions, they're very self-explanatory. They can be kind of challenging to read just because it's a lot of pictures and it's, again, a lot of detail. But the most important thing is to read the directions from step 1 to step 2. Look at the pictures, follow the directions. But I know a lot of you guys are visual learners, so therefore I am going to show you how to do the snowshoe wrap. So the first thing you need to do, the directions say, is to sand down your snowshoe. I already did this. I just got some fine sandpaper, 150 grit or higher, and it took 5 minutes to sand it down. Just a quick sand to get it is sanded already, but there might be some burrs or slivers here and there, splinters. 5 minutes just to get an extra smoothness to it. The next directions, as you read through, tell you to mark off the toe section. So I'm going to show you the toe section today. The toe and the tail are done the exact same way. So if you can do the toe, you can do the tail. They highly recommend, and I highly recommend, doing the toe and tail on both snowshoes. And then when you get that mastered, then you can do the center section, which a little more complicated, that's longer webbing. But all the knots and all the tie-offs are all the same. So on the directions it says to measure 1 3 inches from this top rivet down, and then make a mark, and then make 7 or 6 other equal marks all the way down. So you got 7 equal marks on both sides of the toe. And the crossbar, again, I say make 7 equal marks along here. All right. What you might want to do before you even start to weave your snowshoes, and before you even start to mark them, is you can personalize your snowshoe. So here's one that I made 17 years ago, and I still use it every year. It's great. So what I did, actually stained the wood. I made the wood, I think I used like golden oak, just a little bit different color. You can make it black, you can make it gray, many different types of stains you put on. For those that never stained before, you simply dip like a dirty, like a cloth, a cotton cloth into the stain. You rub it on and rub it off. Stain is not a paint. You do not paint it and let it sit there. The stain's going to soak into the wood. You can also dye the webbing. So again, the webbing comes white. I actually dyed this webbing. I went to Joann's Fabric, got some fabric dye, and followed the directions on there and made it more of a brownish color. So again, people have done Minnesota Vikings colors, purple. They've done your home school designs. You can do a lot of different things. You can even wood burn. So I kind of put my name on it here. I put 2003 just as a remembrance when I did it. So again, you can personalize it with a lot of different things. So you probably want to do that before you even start to make the marks on the snowshoe. All right, so let's get to the weaving part. So the directions tell you to burn one end of the weave. So I'm going to do the toe first. So I grab the toe label. I got all the tangles out of it. I kind of spaghettied it, it's called, so it's nice and straight and no knots in it. And just burn one end. Do not burn both ends of the webbing. And I'll show you why later on, but just do one end. So I'm going to turn the camera off, reposition the camera so you can see it better here. Okay, so in the directions, there's 3 different knots you're going to be doing throughout the entire process here. We got the starting and ending knot. We have the side tie-off knot, and we have the advanced knot. So those are the three we'll be doing all throughout the toe, the tail, and even the middle sections. Right down below, it starts to tell you how to measure your snowshoes, like the spots 3.5 inches down. And then it goes up here, and it starts right here with the tie off. So let me show you how to start the snowshoe. So my first notch on the right-hand side, I'm going to take the lacing. I'm going to wrap it around. So I make a little tunnel. This is the burnt end I'm working with. I'm going to put the burnt end through the tunnel, pull it tight, and now it's going to slide down. And as I start to move this back and forth, oh, it's not going right now. Anyways, that burnt end, here it goes. That burnt end is going to start to slip down into the knot. But since it's burnt, it does not go through the knot. And so that's why you want to burn that end so it doesn't go all the way through. So that's the start knot. Now the directions say to go to the other side, the other first notch above. And I'm going to do the side tie off. So I'm going to do this slowly here. You're going to do this every single time, this knot, the side tie off, on all the marks along here, all the way down the whole snowshoe. So bring the webbing across. I'm going to go over the wood first. You always go over the wood, no matter where you're going to, over the wood. I'm going to pull it all the way around. I'm going to pull it all the way through it now. There's a fast way to do this. I'm just going to show you the side tie off. So over the wood. Now I'm going to go over the webbing. I'm going to put my finger right here. I'm going to go under the wood. So I went over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, and now I'm going to bring this other end that is not burned through the tunnel and pull it tight. And again, that might look complicated, but you'll get a hang of it. You're going to do this so many times that you'll get it down. So that's the side knot. Now the directions say to go down to the first mark on the crossbar. I'm going to go over the wood again. I'm not doing a side tie off. I'm just going to go over the wood, and then I'm going to go over this left one and under the horizontal. I'm going to pull it all through. So I'm not doing a side tie off, just over the wood, over the left one, under the side, up to the top right mark up here. And again, now I'm going to do a side tie off again, going on the right side, over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, and through the tunnel. So this time, as you notice, instead of, it can slide down, that's fine. I can move it back up. Instead of me pulling the webbing through right away, I did the whole knot, and then I moved it up, or pulled it through. Okay, side tie off on the left side. So the directions say to go from right to left. Again, over the wood. It's kind of like a Christmas song. Over the river and through the woods, to Grandma's house we go. But this is over the wood and over the webbing and under the wood to finish the snowshoe we go. So, over the wood. Over the wood. Over the webbing. Put my finger right here. I'm going to pull it under the wood and through the tunnel. I'm going to pull it tight. And if I would have burnt this other side is still frayed. If I would have burned that side, it would not pull through easily. So only do one side, burn one side. Get this nice and tight. Now I'm going to go down to the mark down here. So here's the next question here. With this one right here, this is a left. It connects to the left side. This is the right. That's the right, it connects to the right side. Do I want to have this new webbing go over the right, or do I want to go under the right? How do you know what to do? And because this is not in your directions, I got this from a different company, but it's called the golden rule of snowshoe lacing. So a left goes over horizontal, the left goes under the right. Right, so do this here. Bring out your cell phone camera and take a picture of this. You're going to need this throughout the entire process. Golden rule. Left goes over horizontal, left goes under right. Right goes over horizontal, or right goes under horizontal, over left. Horizontal, over right, horizontal, under left. All right? So since I'm doing a left, that golden rule says left goes under the right. And if you don't do this, it's going to be all messed up. You got to start all over again. So left goes over the horizontal down here, under the right up there. Now down here, I'm going to do the same tie-off I did over here before. So I go over the wood. I'm going to cross over the left and go under the horizontal. Pull it through. And again, if I would have burnt this already, I would not be able to pull that through, so do not burn it. Now the directions say I'm going to do an advanced knot. So an advanced knot goes, I mean, you could go right up to here, but the directions say do the advanced knot where I'm going to go over the wood, over the webbing. I'll just pull it through right here. So I went over the wood. I'm going to go over the webbing now up to my second mark right here. And now I'm going to do my, so that's advanced knot. Over the wood, over the webbing, up to the next spot. Now I'm going to do my side tie off here. I like to put my finger here because I need to pull it through right there. So over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, and through the tunnel. I'm going to pull it all the way through right now. And I can slide that, get it all tight. Some people actually get a clamp, a little hand clamp, to, and it's a good idea if you're going to stop halfway through. I'm not going to stop halfway through though. I just want to get it done. So, advanced knot up to the next one. Now I'm going to go over from the right to the left. So the question is, does this new webbing go under the left, or do I go over it? What do I need to do? So you can get the golden rules and look at that again. Golden rules, this right here, golden rules. Or look what I did before. Before, this horizontal went underneath. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep on repeating that pattern. If this horizontal went under that left, connect to the left. So this horizontal has to go under. This horizontal went over the right, so I'm going to go over the right there. All right. So I'm going to do the side tie off again. I'll do it slower. I'll do it the first way I did it, where I pull everything through. So I'll go over the wood. I'm going to pull it all. I'll just so you can see it. Pull over the webbing. My finger right here under the wood and through the tunnel. And pull it through. I'm going to pull it tight, 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 tight. And now I'm going to go down to here again. So, do I go over or under this right? And the directions say left goes under the right and over horizontal. All right. I'm going to do the same tie off I did here and over here. So it's the same tie off. I'm going to go over the wood. I'm going to cross over the left under the horizontals. Pull it tight and up to here. So I'm going to pause right here and continue on a little bit. So it just went from down here, the crossbar, up to the second one from the top. Now I'm going to go from the second one to the top over to the left, right to left. So here's the mistake that a lot of students will make. Going from over here, from the right to the left, make sure you go underneath the left first and then over the right. And what's going to happen when I do this, you're going to see I formed an X right here, a distinctive X, right? So I went under the left, over the right, I formed an X right there. If I were to go over the right first and then under the left, it's going to look like this. Like that. So there's no X right there now. And if you do that when you at this point, when you get done an hour from now, you're going to have to redo the entire snowshoe because it's going to look so awful. So again, that's a big mistake that people make. So go under the left, then over the right, over to this spot right here. Okay, so what I did, I went from this section here, under, over, did the cross piece, did an advanced knot here, up to the third one from the bottom on the right side, under both, then over the rights, side tie off, coming down here. Now this is a part, and I want to show you guys something too. So it's hard to keep the snowshoe stable sometimes. I should have showed this earlier. What I do is I just wedge it, I take my knees and kind of squeeze it between my knees right here to keep it nice. Now I got both hands free. So this next part here is a part that a lot of people get mixed up on. Again, I'm doing the crossbar here. But now as I go up, again, I want to go underneath the horizontals, but do I go under 2 horizontals and over this one, or do I go under 3 horizontals? So that's where the directions help out a lot. That's one of the few parts. I'm at step number 11 right now. It's one of the few parts of step number. So if you look at the picture, that's right what this looks like right here. So I'm kind of in the same spot as that picture as I am with the snowshoe right now. So right down here. And the directions say make sure you go underneath 3 horizontals first and then over the 2 lefts. So again, if you don't do that right here, you're going to have to do it all over again. So under 3 horizontals, under the 3 horizontals, and then over the 2 lefts. Pull that through. So under, over, and then a side tie off right here. So I did my side tie off right here. So again, I went under 3, over 2, side tie off, went this direction. You can notice now I have 1 X, now I got 2 X's. Eventually it's going to be 3 X's, 4 X's, 5 X's, 6 X's, 7 X's. So now I'm going from the third from the left, going down to the third to the right. This is another part that people mess up on. So what you want to do, it's not that clear in the directions either, is you want to go under 2 of the rights. So under 2 rights, over the horizontal, under the right, over the 2 horizontals. All right, so going from the third one, 1, 2, the third one down, cutting over, under, over, over. I think I'm going to do a side tie or a crossbar tie off right here. Okay, so what I did from this third one before, I went up, advanced knot, up to this last spot, did the side tie off, under, over, side tie off, down to here, came back up, and now I'm right here. So what I'm going to do now is the finishing knot here. Same knot I did at the beginning, but I'll show you it here anyways. So again, I'm going to wrap over the wood. I'm going to poke right in between this little tiny groove right here to pull it through. So again, I went over the wood. I'm going to make my tunnel right now. So I'm going to put my finger in here to keep a tunnel. Poke it through that opening again. So I basically have encircled the webbing. So I pulled it over the wood, went over the webbing twice to make the tunnel. Now I'm going to put this burnt end, the non-burnt end through, pull this tight, and there you go. Now what I could do, I could actually cut this here and burn the end so it doesn't pull through the knot. But I'm going to wait. I'm just going to tie it off on the top. We tape it down. So how do I know if this is done correctly here? So when you look at it, you should have 1 X right here, 2 X's, 3 X's, 4 X's, 5, 6, 7 X's on the right. Each thing should be like over, under, all the way through. And so it's a complete pattern all the way through, over, under, 1X, 2X, 3X, 4X. If it's not like this, you got to start over again. But be patient with it. With any hobby you do in your life, Practice makes perfect. You are not going to get this done right the first time. You'll probably spend a full hour doing this section here and then have to redo it. What I would do the toe section. Then I'd switch over, do a tail section. Then I'd do the toe on the other one. Then I'd do the tail on the other one. And by that time, you're going to know, with that much practice, you'll know how to do it. You can say, well, it's going to be worth going back and redoing it. All right, guys, I hope that helps out. I will do the center section at a later time. I think you'll be busy doing the tail and toe on your 2 snowshoes. Have fun and enjoy snowshoe making.